everyone and welcome to a new video and happy new year. This is my first video that is going up after the new year, and that is wrapping up December for all the books I read then and wrapping up, you know, 2022, etc. I'll have a new video with like goals, etc. of what I'm thinking of in 2023, but now it's the last wrap up for 2022, which I obviously couldn't film until the month was over to talk about every single book that I read for the year. I mean for the month, but for the year, I guess. So I managed 21 books in December. December was a really weird and hard month. So like I didn't really think I was going to read that much. I was just planning to finish my TBR and that was it. But then in the end, Erica and I did some crazy stuff. So we ended up reading much more than I thought. But I will get to that when I get to that in here. But yeah, actually, since it's not like 35 billion books, I think I could talk a bit faster at least, or like not have this video be an hour long, so that is great. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk about the books I read in December. Obviously, I started out trying to finish my TBR that I had, you know, played earlier, and I started off with The Evening and the Morning by Ken Follett. This one was the final book that I need to read in the Kingsbridge series to finish my series I need to finish this year challenge. And this one is the prequel to the whole series, and again, I didn't enjoy this as much as the others. The first one was okay, the second one I really loved, the third one was boring, and this one again a bit boring. I was more about the town though than like the third one was, whatever that was, but still it wasn't as engaging and great as the others, but I still rated it higher than the third one, so I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed like elements. But I feel like now that I read one Ken Follett series, I have read them all, because I feel like he just literally repeats the same storylines over and over, just with different characters and different times. I'm just like, this is actually really boring because you know how it's gonna happen. But still, I found some parts of it where okay, were the characters, etc. And I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, as I said. So yeah, I finished the series, and that's great. Was it worth 900 pages? I'm not sure. My next read was then På Död och Liv, or what is the English title again? I'm gonna check. Definitely Dead by Charlene Harris, and this one is the 6th book in the Babel series, and I really felt that here the series is going downwards. I feel like, I know that people have said the series gets worse and worse, and the same with the TV show. Like I watched all of the TV show, but like they have really diverted their paths by this point anyway. But I feel like this just didn't have anything I was interested in. I feel like the first few books was kind of entertaining and fun, but here was just like, we were just walking around. There's no meaning. There's no point. I don't know. I'm not really loving it, but obviously I still want to complete it and finish it. And at least like I'm getting through the series, like since I own it for like 400 billion years. But it's still like, I don't remember how I rated it. In my head it's 2 stars, but I might have just given it 3 stars without thinking on Goodreads. I don't know. But then my month was looking up, and I read the next book that was just so great, which is obviously Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Heron Blake. And this one is the first one in this trilogy that is going to be about these 2 friends, I guess, all falling romance in the different books. So here in the first one we have Delilah, who's like estranged with her family. She's going back to take photos for the wedding for her stepsister, and then she meets Claire, who is a single mom, and they just get a thing, and it was just so entertaining and fun. The smut was cute, the story was just, it just touched my heart deeply. And then the next one is called Ashley Parker Doesn't Fall, which I then ran on and bought because I needed it immediately. Did not get it. Very sad. But like, this was just everything I want in a contemporary romance. It was just the perfect balance of like sweet and cute and just finding stuff together and finding love. And I was just like, So I have a feeling I will actually like Ashley Parker more, but we shall see. Maybe I have now jinxed it. But again, very fun, and I'm so happy, and I'm very excited to just read the rest of this super adorable, I assume, trilogy. I then continue to Your Eternity, which is volume 3 by Yoshitoki Oima, and this one follows this orb that can turn into, I was gonna say like different creatures. They're not a human by any means, but they are learning to be human in this one. And here our main character meets this other, I was gonna say family, or at least people, teaches them about being human. It's just a really stunning story about like how you see the world, and then also like people coming out to get them, and we don't really know what's going on and where the story is going, but we just know that they're just learning about the world and how to survive, etc. And it's just very different and cute and fun, and I really like it. I finally got to continue after not being able to get a hold of volume 3 for like 400 billion years, so here we are. And again, really enjoying the series. Very excited to continue. Then I continue my TBR with When the Woman With Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. This one was also the Patreon buddy read pick for November, December. So if you're interested in joining my Patreon, we have a bi-monthly book club. And in this one, we have like women turning into dragons. We in like 1955, we had like this big turning into dragons moment for the women. This had happened before, I think, here and there. I'm not like 100% sure. But basically, they don't talk about that happened. It's more like you don't talk about it. It's like a hidden thing. Kind of like how people treated gay people. Like, you don't talk about it, you know it exists. But it's like, if you talk about it, you're gross, kind of. Which sounds horrible when I say it like that. But like, it's kind of like that in the same, like you could compare the two. And it's like, if you talk about it, you're like a rebel, you're like gross, etc. And then it's just, I guess, a word trying to adjust to this. But it's more about like this family trying to survive after the mother dies. And then the aunt disappears, who like was the one taking care of them as well, after she turned to a dragon. And then she's just trying to survive in this world. My parents are making so much noise. It's so annoying. I'm so sorry. I know that you probably can't hear it, but it's like the most annoying thing. Like, they're making so much noise. Either way, what was I saying? I did enjoy it, but I feel like nothing really happened. I feel like we were just like, oh, we went to Giants, we're not talking about it. That was the whole story. So yeah, I didn't end up loving it, but I still think it's a book you can definitely discuss and talk about and like have a lot of things to say about it. But overall, like, the story wasn't that great for me. It's more like a really cool concept, but a very character-driven story. And I feel like I needed more to completely love it. I totally skipped the book, but it doesn't really matter. I was going to talk about it anyway. The next one I actually read, Man in a Purple Skirt by Natsuko Imamura. And this one just follows the woman in a purple skirt, who is a woman in a purple skirt going around living her life. And we have kind of a stalker following her, who is like the woman in Cardigan. And she's like, following her and kind of affecting her life without the woman in a purple skirt knowing. And it's actually kind of creepy and airy. I didn't think it was going to be like this, but our main character is definitely obsessed with a woman in a purple skirt. Life falls apart for, I was going to say, the both of them, with the path crossing, etc. I don't want to say more, but it's definitely like kind of uncomfortable and not like a sweet story by any means. Not that I thought it would be, but it's just, like, even the synopsis is very like creepy. But I was just like, this is such a weird book. I don't know what to say, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Things can be said about this, and I feel like I would discuss this with someone who has already read it to see like what they thought, where the story would go. But yeah, I was kind of just shocked throughout the whole thing, but I did end up enjoying it. So short and straight to the point, I was going to say. Not straight to the point. It was actually more like vague and weird. I'm just like, is this actually how you think it is? Are we following a ghost? You don't really know. You know if you don't follow a ghost, but sometimes it felt like you were following a ghost. I then read the amazing Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. I can't just talk about the fact that I didn't know this was queer. I saw this cover 1400 times and I didn't realize it was queer. Like, how? Why? But we follow an orc who wants to start this coffee shop. They do, and she meets other people who will kind of become like her found family. Found family is one of my favorite tropes. I really enjoyed it, and it was just like the sweetest thing with all of them like opening this cafe and living life, and like kind of like how it is a very character driven story. It's not like a lot of plot, like, even though like there's threats towards them kind of, but in this one I could survive it because it was just something about the atmosphere. It was just so cute and wholesome that I don't care that there's not a plot, and I just ended up enjoying it immensely. I would almost give it 5 stars. I'm like thinking of it. I'm weird with my 5 stars. I would recommend this endlessly though. So very sweet, very happy. I enjoyed it so much. And then once again read a manga, which was Run the Riot Volume 2 by Keito Gaku. This one follows a trans teen who just wants to live as himself, and then they start this clothing brand with some friends, and they just try to make this clothing brand run around. In this one, he gets a part-time job to like fund their clothing brand, and it's just very sweet with him trying to, you know, live as a trans boy in this life. In the end, something like happened that I am really unsure about how I feel. It is definitely a cliffhanger, but I'm also like, dang. So we shall see like what comes out of it and like how this is handled, because I think that's gonna determine like how I feel about the whole series as a whole. So we shall see. But I really love the first one. Like, I gave it 5 stars. And I like cried. This one I didn't love as much, but it was still like solid and good. I then read Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. I was supposed to read the next one as well. What is it called? I don't remember, but I have it. I was supposed to read like all of the books this year. I failed. Maybe because I was so bored throughout this. This is set, I don't even remember how many years later. It was set a few years later. A couple of years later. I don't remember. 10 years maybe? After the last Red Rising book. And like, I feel like, is it spoiler to talk about this if you haven't read Red Rising? I don't know. But basically, it's coming like another trilogy, but I think he split the last book in 2 books. I think it's coming 4 more books at least. Like, yeah, but 2 of them are out, so 2 more is coming. Either way, I was bored. I don't really see the point of this book. It was just kind of just a setup of like how things have been going the last 10 years. It's not been going well. Like, that's not a spoil. It's going terribly with everyone, but that's great. And then it's just kind of like characters doing stuff that the other characters don't want. Kind of like the ending. The ending was the only thing that kept me on my toes. It was interesting to see the choices for our main character. I like that, to see, I guess, that development. The rest, I was bored. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I'm not enjoying the series. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just feel like it was so long, so unnecessarily long, and I was just like, please just let it end, and it never ended. I feel like it could have easily been 300 pages with the same stuff happening. I don't want to talk about it anymore. After suffering myself through that, I had to suffer more. Where is the book? Yeah, it's here. That is After You by Jojo Moyes, which is the sequel to Me Before You. I read this because it was chosen out the series and did finish this year. Didn't complete that either. I feel like I'm gonna make a punishment vlog to myself later for not completing these that I said I was. This is obviously following Lou, a main character, after what happened in the first book. I feel like most people know what happened in that book, but I'm not gonna say if you don't know. This sequel is like the most unnecessary sequel that has ever existed. Like, we didn't need more books in this series. The first book that I enjoyed at its time and then later has like a lot of criticism towards was good then, but we didn't need a sequel. Why do we have this? Like, why does this exist? And I feel like, yes, I do actually care about Lou. I wanted to see what will happen with her, and I thought it was interesting to follow her life, like see what will happen. But then stuff happened that was so out of the water, I was gonna say, that I just want to fling the book in the wall, because I was just like, why do we have this new love interest? Why do we have this other new character showing up and this storyline? Like, I don't like it. And I feel like it was just done cheaply to keep us on the toes. Also, like what happened in the end with the dude. I was just like, seriously, this is... I feel like Me Before You was already a stretch. This just stretches everything. But yeah, there was some, I guess, hilarious moment with like her mom and stuff. How her mom has changed in this book was very funny to me. With her mom and her dad. Just how some things were resolved. And I wanted to see Lou do well. I wanted to see her achieve stuff. So I cared. But then overall, how I felt about the book, I was just like, So I think I gave this 2 out of 5 stars as well. Yay. Yay. Not really yay. But then things were looking up, because then I picked up Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb, which is the 3rd and final book in the Family Man trilogy. Obviously not the final book in the realm of the Elder Rings, which I am continuing in January. But the final book in this, and oh my god, I don't have any words. It hurts just to say, just to hold this book. So the first book in the realm of Elder Rings, Assassin's Apprentice, Fool's Fate, who is the bastard son of the king in waiting, who then abdicates his throne because he's so ashamed that he got a bastard. And then Fitz is trained up to be the assassin for the king. And that's not how it starts, but it's just about so much more than that. This is one of the most well-written characters I ever read, one of the most well-written books I ever read. And I just love these characters to pieces. I love this world so much. I love it so much. I can't talk about this even. Like, it's just spoilers, but obviously it's like the slow pace. It's a Robin Hobb. It's written so well. How things came together. How Robin Hobb is just, I don't understand how I'm going to survive the last trilogy. But I feel like it's gonna destroy me. So I'm very nervous but very excited. And yeah, 5 out of 5 stars, no hesitation. Yeah, I feel like I said a lot, but I didn't actually say anything. But we are rolling. Then I read Komi Can't Communicate by Tomohito Oda. This one is volume 2. And then I accidentally bought volume 2 again after this. But I like cancelled my order and bought volume 3 instead. So this one just follow Komi has like severe communication problems. She's trying to get 100 friends and like has half of some of her new friends to achieve this by like trying to communicate. And it's really like sweet and like really like kind of humorous in a way it handles this. And then we basically just have different scenarios of her like trying to communicate with people and etc. So like I really did enjoy the first volume. I don't think this was as strong, but I still like enjoying the series. I have realized the series is really long. I think like it's literally like 24 volumes or something out, and there's like, how can we have this story these communication problem stories for that many volumes? I don't understand. I wonder if like it's literally gonna be the same all those volumes, or we're gonna actually see an actual development. Like it's gonna be like Pokemon where Ash is like 14 for like 25 years, or it's gonna be like an actual development. I'm curious to see. Like I am gonna of course continue, but I'm just questioning like, are we gonna have this same thing for that many volumes? That's what. So then at this point, I just really want to read something else. I got recommended a little Christmas romance from Nikki, and then I like want to read it so badly, but I was like, oh, I need to finish my TBR. But then stuff happened, and I want to read something really cheerful and nice. So I picked up I'm a Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This was not on my TBR, but I went and picked it up, and it's been like slammed by me. I can see now, like it looks not great. Either way, this one is a little Christmas romance following this porn star who has like a really great porn star career that got casted in this really cute and wholesome Christmas movie. And then we have like the other dude that she's playing against. He has had like a pop star career, but like has had a like bad rumor upon himself after his career, and is now trying to like get a good rumor so he can get like more jobs for his family and money. And then that's why he's playing in this wholesome movie, and then it's about them obviously falling in love. And like I really loved the first like 150 pages. I was like really into it, like the atmosphere and like the moments these two characters have for each other. It was like a really great Christmas movie playing in my head. Then we came to the mid part, I was really bored and like I didn't care anymore, and I was just like, everything was just dragged out for me. And then the ending I really did enjoy. I feel like it could have benefited from being a bit shorter, like literally 100 pages, cut it. 200 pages would have been perfect for me, but since it like was over 400 pages, I was just like, I'm bored. Even though in the ending I felt like it was so much, I wanted more of the ending and then like less of all the middle shit that I didn't care about. But I feel like it also brought up like some interesting things about like how porn stars are handled, etc. We have like a plus size main character, and both of our main characters are bi as well, so I really like enjoy the small little things in here. And in my head it was like cute and fun, but it just felt like the sex was a bit boring after a while, which is quite not disappointing as well. I wanted like more like smuttiness, and then we just had all like Fade to Black, and I was just like, ugh, I hate Fade to Black. If you're gonna do it, just do it, okay? That's all I gotta say. Just not me being always horny. But yeah, I thought it was funny and cute, and it gave me stuff, so I really did end up enjoying it. Like I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I feel like it's more 3.5, even though the middle part, please just let's just okay. But yeah, it's coming more in this, I think. We're following like the other band members, and I am excited. So I'm gonna read them all, and I think they're gonna come like as Christmas romances every year. That's what I want. I am excited. And then read Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 4, and I have filmed the video, but it's not up yet because I need to post other videos first, but they will come up in January. Whereas, of course, all like the spoiler things that I've done with other volumes. But Berserk follows Guts, who is a swordsman who goes around killing things, and then we follow his whole story of how he ended up how he is. And I just love it. It smells so good. I don't know how to like express how good the series is. This went nutballs. Like I was reading it, and everything just went totally nutballs. Like the whole world is literally ending, kinda. It's not really a spoiler because like you know it's gonna go to shit, and I'm just like sitting here like, oh my lord, how are we gonna deal with any of this? How do I have 12 more deluxe editions? Not 12 more, but 12 altogether. And like how's it gonna go? I don't know, but I'm gonna continue. I'm loving it. It is everything. So very excited, and just like my heart, ouch. So love it a lot. I don't know what more to say than that. Will express myself more in like the actual Berserk video. And then actually forced Erica to listen to audiobook with me because I really need to read 5th season by Erica Jemison. This is a reread, And this one I was rereading for Facing Gaze because our December pick was the 5th season. And this one is set in this world where, like, I was gonna say catastrophes. Oh my god, not again. This happened the last time I was gonna talk about this book. I cannot say the word catastrophe. Catastrophe. Like, seriously. I cannot say the word. Catastrophe. This happened the last time as well. It's really annoying. The world basically goes to shit every few years. And then all of the, like, humanity needs to resettle and, like, rebuild their society. And that's what's happening now. We follow different point of views of, like, people who can control the earth. And people believe that they are responsible of, like, these seasons happening. But it's more like they actually do more, or, like, stuff than that. So thinking about this book, I feel like it's definitely, like, a setup book and, like, a way to introduce this world. But it's done so well. It has so much good stuff in it. It is written so well and differently and cool, and I just love it a lot. 5 out of 5 stars. Even though I feel like the plot, maybe, because I feel like a lot of things don't actually happen. It's more like introduction, world building is maybe a 4 stars. It's just how it is written and how cool everything is, because it's seriously, like, unlike any other book I read, and just how well the world is built. 5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, I really love this one. I'm really happy I reread it. So yay. Then, as I said, me and Erica just went, I was gonna say a bit like, woo, and listened to a billion audiobooks together. So you will probably see more of that in my January wrap up as well. I was listening to Babel throughout the whole month, because it was on my TBR, because I was rereading it. And then I had gotten halfway through. Then Erica wanted to listen to Babel as well. So I had to restart it. So now I listened to, like, the first half of the book twice. I also read it, of course, 1 time. So I read the first half of the book 3 times, and then the second half 2 times. It's just funny to me. Yeah, we finished Babel together. It is everything. It is my favorite book of the year. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I can talk about this all day, but also time restrictions in life. Basically follows, of course, Robin, who is taken from Canton to England to serve the English crown by joining the Babel Translation Institute, because they need other people who can speak other languages to drive their, I was going to say, industrial / magical world. And just how Our Kong do this is unlike anything I ever seen. I just love how the story is built up. I love how the story goes. It is just so good. It hurts my heart to think about it. Not 5 out of 5 stars, more like 1 billion out of 5 stars. And I just, I love it so much. Okay, so that's all I got to say about this right now. But again, could go on for 400 billion years. Then I was trying to finish up some books in the series that I said I was going to finish, but I didn't actually do that. But here we are. So I read The Maid is War, which is the one I was missing in the King Fountain series, which is the prequel to the whole series. And I was missing it. I was waiting for that to come. And this just follows, like, a maid who could see the future with the King Fountain powers. And then a war happens. And then I also read, like, because taking them together, The Whole Crown, which is the 4th book in the series, which actually follows the kids of, like, the original trilogy. And I was just like, well, I read 2 books in the 1st book in the series where we follow the kids from the original trilogy. It's funny to me. This is long, you don't have to read this, but I wanted still to read them, like, in their order. And I thought it was, like, beneficial that I read this before this, because there was stuff mentioned in this from The Maid is War. So yeah. I hadn't had them together before, but do you guys see that it is not the same size? Well, I couldn't choose that because they're indie published and, like, this was the only option. Why is this not matching this? I don't want to think about this anymore. Refund everyone. This was, like I said, the 1st book in the new trilogy, following, like, the kids. And I did enjoy it. I didn't hate it. I still want to finish everything. I don't know if it's even a trilogy. Is it just 2 books? No, it is 3 books. So yeah, I was supposed to finish this, but I actually have 3 more in the series. And I didn't finish it. And again, the punishment vlog might come. But yeah, you thought me and Erica were done. No, we listened to more audiobooks in the end of the month. We literally listened to all of these in, like, a week or something. That's some crazy days. So we had, like, a randomized system for all the books Erica wants to read. I just reread a lot of stuff. So we listened to Raven Boys, which is a one she wanted for a long time. Raven Boys is an old classic YA, and it follows Blue, who has this prophecy: if she kisses her true love, he will die. Then she meets someone who's the potential to be her true love, and she gets involved with these Raven Boys who's looking for this old king that is sleeping that will give them a wish or whatever. I'm like, it's not my favorite. First of all, the audiobook narrator was not it. He made everyone unsexy. He made all the voices unsexy for all the boys and made them unattractive, which was very unfortunate. I read it first time physically though, so like it's fine for me. And then we just have them like going around looking for this thing. It is written really interestingly. Like Maggie C. Water writes in an interesting way. So if you think about that, I don't know, I guess it's written nicely, and I guess the characters has really good different layers, but it's just overall how the story is a bit of a mess for me, and just not what I love in a story in general. So for me, it is a 3-star read, and I don't really like love the series. I read the second one as well, and I really don't like that, and I haven't continued beyond that, so we shall see if Eric and I continue more or not, like what will happen. Then we listened to another one. This was picked up because we had time restraints to finish it before the new year, so we ended up picking The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and this was so much fun. It has been now a while since I read it for the first time, which I also listened to the audiobook on, and the narrator is so good at making everyone sexy. Like, I'm not even joking, it is the most funniest thing. I love just Jude, how angry she is. I forgot to say what it's about. We had Jude, whose parents were killed when she was a kid by this fae that like revenged himself on her mother that like left him, and then he takes them all to fairy to raise them there because he now feels like it's their responsibility, and then she just needs to survive fairy who's trying to murder her, and then she's just trying to find her position in this really murderous world, and then everything just, I don't want to say more, but Erica was just so invested. It was the funniest thing, and I just realized how fun this book is. I feel like it's well written. I feel like how Holly Black built the fairy world was just so like well done, like every detail, etc. And how Jude is just really angry, scared person that I feel like is layered with many different things, and I really enjoy her character and the other characters in the book, and I just feel like it is just such a fun book. Like, seriously, I really love it. And obviously, I don't think it's like the best book in the world, but I really think that if I was going to recommend a fairy book, this would be on the top of the list. So, it's just very enjoyable. And yeah, I think I'm giving like 4 stars, 4.5. Not complete 5-star for me, but yeah, really happy that I reread it. And actually our next audiobook, which we're going to listen to today, is the sequel, which was picked up randomly, so that is a bit funny. And then I also read a last manga for the year, which was Bufag by Kaito, which is volume 5, which actually just followed these 3 characters who was all in love with each other, but they don't know. And this one was just like not my favorite volume. It's just introduced a new character, a new stuff, and I was just, I don't care. I feel like we haven't even talked about the like main storyline for the book yet, and I'm just like, can we talk about stuff? Can we like do anything about this? No, we're not gonna. But there's only 8 volumes, there's 3 volumes more. I feel like hopefully we will talk about more stuff, because seriously I'm just sitting here like, what was the point if we don't talk about it? But we shall see how it goes. But yeah, it is a little interesting contemporary manga, and I do enjoy it, but I'm also like, you know. But yeah, that was all the books I read in December. That was my last wrap up for 2022 that I obviously needed to post, and we should see what 2023 brings. I don't think I will read as much next year because stuff and life, but I'm just reading, and then we shall see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon down below if you want to support my channel further, and you should see me soon in a new one. And leave a acorn emoji down below if that even exists, and you should see me soon in a new one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!